My husband's death. I had his office renovated. One phone call brought everyone there. And the secret that came out left them all silent. I made that phone call at 7:13 in the morning. I remember the time because at that exact moment my hands were shaking, splattered with paint, and my boots were still wrapped in the dust of the old industrial block. The second I stepped into that place, it felt as if Michael's heavy breathing was still trapped inside the walls. A year had passed, but grief had not left that room. I never wanted to come back here. But life never moves according to our wishes. My nursing contract had been reduced, the bills were piling up, and in Chicago, affordable spaces only existed in places like these old industrial blocks. I kept telling myself that maybe I could restart some small business from here, or maybe I could piece together the broken parts inside myself. I was cleaning the floor when a ceiling tile suddenly fell down. Out of the cloud of dust came a yellow file folder. Old. Bent. As if someone had deliberately hidden it. I pulled off my gloves, opened the folder, and saw a handwritten note placed on top. If I'm not here, make sure this truth reaches her. She deserves to know. My knees gave out. I sat down on the floor. My heart was pounding like someone had dropped a hammer inside my chest. Inside the folder were bank statements, receipts, and signatures that were not Michael's. In the months before his death, he had been restless. I assumed it was business pressure. I never questioned him. I was wrong. One number appeared again and again in the file, an office number on Chicago's north side. I dialed it. This file was found in his office, I said. Everyone needs to be here by 3 this afternoon. After a brief pause, a deep voice answered from the other side. We're coming. The moment I ended the call, I knew there was no turning back now. The day Michael died, his business died with him. His children thought I was weak. Laura and Nathan sent legal notices, hired lawyers, and insisted everything belonged to them. I stayed silent because I was tired of fighting. Silence felt easier than being crushed all over again. But as I repaired that office, scraping grime from the walls, repainting cracked surfaces, fixing what had been neglected, something inside me began to change. It felt like a buried fire, long deprived of air, finally breathing again. At exactly 3 o'clock, the door opened. Laura walked in first. Nathan followed close behind. Then came 3 strangers, a middle-aged man in a black coat, a woman whose eyes carried deep exhaustion, and a young girl, quiet, guarded, but full of unspoken questions. Laura scoffed. What is this supposed to be? I placed the folder on the desk. This isn't a joke. This is the truth. The man in the black coat flipped through the documents. His expression tightened. We had some of these papers, he said slowly, but they were incomplete. Laura snatched the folder, scanning the pages, and suddenly froze. What is this? I spoke calmly. These are the original ownership documents. Michael intended to transfer the business to his daughter, Amy, and to me. The room fell completely silent. The tired woman finally spoke. I was his accountant. This is the final filing he submitted. Amy, who had been standing quietly until now, stepped forward. This was, for me. I looked at her. He knew you were the only one who truly wanted to keep this business alive. Her eyes filled with tears. Laura exploded. So we're nothing. I pointed toward the door. 2 police officers were standing there. For a year, I said, money was withdrawn from Michael's accounts using forged signatures. Nathan stepped back, his face draining of color. One officer spoke firmly. We need to ask you both some questions. The room went still. Even the air seemed to stop moving. Laura and Nathan were escorted outside. Amy walked over to me, her voice shaking. So, what happens now? I looked at the light streaming through the dusty window. Now we do what he wanted. This place, we run it together. The office was still dirty. Still unfinished. But for the first time since Michael died, it felt like the light was finally coming straight in. In the days that followed, everything moved quickly. Statements were reviewed. Accounts were frozen. Investigations began. The business Michael had built with his own hands was no longer a battlefield. It was becoming something stable again. Amy started coming in every morning. She learned fast. She listened. She asked questions Michael would have been proud of. Slowly, The office transformed, not just physically, but emotionally. The silence that once carried grief now carried purpose. For me, the space stopped feeling like a tomb. It became a continuation. Michael hadn't just left behind paperwork. He had left intent. Protection. A final act of trust. And standing there beside Amy, watching dust turn into sunlight, I understood something clearly for the first time in a year. Some truths don't destroy families. They reveal who never truly belonged. If this story moved you, please take a moment to like the video. It truly helps more than you know. Subscribe to the channel for more real, emotional stories like this. Thank you for staying till the end, for listening with your heart, and for supporting this space. Your time means everything.